We are just a stone's throw from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it is rocking and rolling here at Huntington Bank Field in downtown Cleveland. Time to set the altar, knock it aside, and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Gibbs. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
Here's Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda now. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Mahomes going to throw. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 27-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
To throw, it's Mahomes. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, you know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time. Now they get into him a variety of ways, but you're right. They want to run their offense through him.
Nifty move, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And, Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Mahomes now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
Now here's Mahomes.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Touchdown! Travis Kelce, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Chiefs will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves you out that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
2nd and 10.
Throwing, Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnston. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, They want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. He's got his target. That's complete. Down to the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy, 61 yards. And the Browns are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And Charles got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. Buying time to his left. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Down the left sideline. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. 84 yards. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Mayfield looks to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will be taken at the 13.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Throwing now is Mahomes. Open man, it's the tight end, Kelsey. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now Mahomes.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. You look at this Browns defense.
They were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Being chased out left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
This is part of why this guy's got multiple MVPs on the mantle. We're used to seeing him make the impossible throws, but here Mahomes knows he's got nothing, so he wisely just gets rid of it.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Forced out to his left. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36.
Well, we got to pause here for an injured player, and as you can see, that's Patrick Mahomes right now who's in some discomfort, and everybody kind of holding their breath. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. Operating from the gun, Callahan. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Rashee Rice,
36 yards.
and the Chiefs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Give him 32 on the play.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
Mayfield. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Another first down there as this one goes for 25.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up for the 1st and 10.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Seven yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10. Gibbs straight ahead.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and run for it, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second and 7.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40.
Greg Newsome up to make the stop. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They'll look to throw again.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw again. Steps away to his left.
That is caught. He's got a first and maybe more.
And all the way down to the 9.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. They'll look to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
Xavier Worthy
From 10 yards out.
And the Chiefs go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. He may go.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Extra point attempt here still to come. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 37-yard line. Up the middle they go. It's Buchanan. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Hey, alert 33.
On the give, here's Gibbs.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
Channing Tindall is there for the tackle.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Here's Mayfield. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions and what was once a nice drive stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
And his kick is indeed good, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 6.
Here they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll send the tight end in motion left. To throw, it's Mahomes.
He's got his man. He finds Worthy. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 4 yards the pickup. First down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So from the 36 now. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
He's into space past the 25.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 19. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Mahomes going to throw. Flush to his right. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Yeah, he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, 43, 15.
That's complete. Left side to Worthy.
The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Second and 9. The give is to McLaughlin.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
This now a third and 4.
Now here's Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. Mayfield down. That's going to be caught by Judy. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, and what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And now Mayfield on the bootleg. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success.
quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
From the 7, it's 2nd and 5.
Mayfield to throw it. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing, Mayfield.
Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Browns are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will cut this lead down to 25. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
On the handoff, McLaughlin. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Now Mahomes.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 25 yards that time.
Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, his Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
How about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. Dancing to his left. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
That's a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
So this drive maybe didn't end with the same kind of success they had in the first half, but they do add 3 to their lead.
And defensively, I think they went in there at halftime and made a pact with each other and said, look, we can't let these guys keep driving it right down our throats. Not perfect giving up 3, but a much better start than the way they played in the first half.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got them pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Mayfield looks to throw. Open man, he completes it to Judy.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he has a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
3rd and 4.
Quick throw, and Mayfield completes it. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Great job of tackling there to prevent the first down.
One of the toughest skills in football, open field tackling. A lot of times one-on-one against a shifty receiver. He got it done in a nice way that time.
Now Mayfield on 4th down.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Trying the left side with Gibbs.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Mayfield.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. That's Gibbs.
And he is going to have a Browns first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
To throw, Mayfield.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one, not to have another turnover on his ledger.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap, been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless, take care of the ball on the way out.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 8.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll run. It's McLaughlin. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
60 yards rushing for him now to this point.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
On the ground, here's McLaughlin.
And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball,
you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
A carry from McLaughlin.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back.
This 2nd and 4.
They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to find some space to turn upfield, but this defense having none of it. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll try and run for it. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop it far behind the line to gain. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Browns' drive about to get started.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for Kansas City, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll have a few extra days here now before they face the Lions next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff